Welcome to episode 4. In episode 4, we are going to be talking about practicing for a show. And this is typically how we practice for a show at my local community theater. It may be different for higher ranked theaters. And I'm really eager to go ahead and get started, so that's what we're going to do. And my first bullet point is be on time for practice. It helps you when you audition for other shows. So if you're new to the world of theater, they watch you like a hawk. Because if you are a really good actor, you're focused, you're always listening, you're never misbehaving, and you're always on time for practice, they're going to cast you for a higher role in the show. They're watching to see how you'll behave. But if you're always late, you're bad, you don't listen, you don't take notes, they're not going to cast you again as a good role because they don't want to have to deal with your crap again. I mean, that's just how you put it. Like, they're not going to deal with you as being a baby. Just be on time. I know sometimes we have our days and we run late, but if you're running late to practice almost every single day, that's just a big red flag. My second point is bring everything to practice. You need to be prepared. Practice, is very important. That's how you learn what to do during the show. And if you come up and you don't have your script, you don't have a pencil, you don't have your theater bag, you don't have any of that, it just shows lack of preparation. And also, you get put behind. You're not as prepared as others. And also, the directors and the production managers, they're all going to notice that you're not prepared for practice almost every single day, which, yet again, is a big red flag. And, red flags are not good. Green flags are good. Make sure you're always on time and you have everything to practice. And it's sometimes stressful, but I know you can handle it. If I can handle it, you can handle it. If my mom can do it, my mom can take me to practice, remind me every day to get my stuff, then you can handle it. I promise you will be able to handle it. And you may be wondering, what do you mean by bringing everything to practice? Well, go ahead and listen to my next episode right after this, and it will be what is in your theater bag. So basically, during that episode, I'm going to explain everything you need in your theater bag. My third point is learn everything before the due date. It will help you greatly. And I cannot emphasize this enough. So, if you're in a show and you have a bunch of lines, they usually give you a off-book date. And an off-book date is just the date where they say, hey, you need to learn your lines. It's okay if you stumble on stage or something like that, but you need to know them. This is where, we become big boys and big girls. We're turning from a baby, using the script on stage and having it in your hand, to becoming a toddler where you're more independent. You don't have to have that script very often. Now, they are very reluctant with it on the first or few days of off book. They're usually just if you need help, you can have it with you and all that. But after those first few days, you're not going to have it all on stage time during practice. So every night I have a little thing is I'll go over every line from every scene right before I go to sleep. And for some reason, it just helps lock in when I come in, what do I say, and what scene we're on, and where do I go. It just helps me to study it before I go to sleep. It was the last thing I was thinking, and so it's on my mind always. That's just how my brain is wired, if you cannot tell. I just think weirdly. I guess that's just how some of us are. We just think differently, and that's totally okay. I will love you either way. Stay focused. They will be watching you to see if you're being silly while they're working with you, and they will hold it against you during your next audition. This includes talking while you're on stage, talking backstage when they tell you clearly not to, laughing, giggling, not paying attention, not staying focused. You must stay focused, brothers. Not listening to what they tell you to do, trying to, incorporate your own thing that they clearly tell you not to do, trying to be the director, trying to be the stage manager, yelling at other people, all that will get you in trouble, and that's being silly. Stay focused, do what you're told. You're a cast member in this play. You are not the director, you are not the stage manager, you are not the choreographer, you are not the music teacher. Because the next time you walk into that audition room and they're the same people, they're going to be like, oh, she was silly the whole time. She didn't stay focused. You know, she told others what to do and she was just plain old mean to them. And you're most likely not going to get casted for that show. It also leaves a reputation that you do not want. Like, trust me, you do not want a bad reputation. You're not Taylor Swift and their reputation out. We want a good reputation and we want to be known as a nice, kind, and respectful person. So please, 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 please stay focused. Don't be silly. Don't boss off on somebody. Don't be a mean person. Please be nice, kind, respectful, and everything I just listed for the past 2.5 minutes at most. Do not be on your phone unless you're on break. Okay, hear me out. Phones are such a distraction. They just, keep us glued to our phones. We lose focus and all that. So don't be on your phone during practice because you may be called any second up to that stage. Don't be on your phone during stage unless they say you're allowed to. Unless it's break time, when you get that 5-minute break and you say thank you 5, you can go be on your phone. Don't be the phone addicted theater kid that does not care about this show. Like, that is also a part of not staying focused and, having a bad reputation. If, you're always on your phone and you don't know where to go on the stage, you don't know the choreography, you don't know where to come in on singing, and, you don't know any of this, guess what? You're most likely going to get that taken away from you. That nice role is going to get snatched from you, or you're not going to get casted for another production, and you'll really wonder, what did I do wrong? Honey, look at your screen time. It clearly tells you what you did wrong. So yeah, just don't be on your phone unless you're allowed to. Just don't be on it. Maybe the less you're on it because you're busy on stage, the less addicted you'll be. Maybe theater can cure your addiction. So if you're listening and you're not a theater kid, go ahead and sign up for that musical. Go ahead and sign up for that play. I don't care if you can sing or not. And if you get ensemble, hey, that's okay. Ensembles, hold this show together. Because, they're on stage dancing. They just make it more magical. And also, you get a lot of costumes. Maybe I just made a scientific discovery that theater cures addiction to cell phones. Wow, I really am smart, ain't I, guys? Yet, I digress. So, the next point is write down any important notes that are made. And this usually refers to more of Tech Week and, blackout dates. Because, after the shows or, right before you start another dress rehearsal, they're going to give a crap ton of notes about the teeniest things that nobody notices. And yes, some of them are important, but some of them really ain't. So, bringing out the Southern with the ain't, guys. But anyways, I just like to make a note in my phone. And, after every night, I'll be night 1, put the date and have the notes listed down. And night 2, the date and notes listed down. And I'll just, make bullet points of the notes. And then, right before the show starts, I'll go ahead and go over them. And make sure to keep a mental note on the ones that I read. And try not to do the same exact things. Because getting back-to-back notes, that's not a good thing. It's really embarrassing because I've had back-to-back notes before. Didn't go over my notes. And then I did the same thing twice. And it was extremely embarrassing them reading the same notes from the night before because I did not correct myself. So just please make sure that you're taking notes and you're listening to the notes and all that jazz. And my last point, which is probably the most important, it's not really theater related, yet I still wanted to make it a point, and this is coming from a 13-year-old, so please listen up, and I'm going to get a lot more serious here. When practice is ended, it will most likely be night unless you're having a day practice in the middle of the day. Please do not walk to your vehicle by yourself. It is extremely dangerous. Please have a partner when you're walking to your car, because even if you think you have a local community theater that is in a safe part of town and you have to walk down the street to your car, there are creeps and stalkers and bad people everywhere, and I do not want you to be a victim of that, and I do not want you getting hurt or lost or even killed or all that, because even though I can't see you, I genuinely care about you. I'm sure your parents care about you, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunt, your uncle, your siblings, your dog, your homies, your mans or your girl, your womans, your wife, your hubby. All those people, I'm sure they care about you, and they want you to be safe too, just like I do. So walk out in a group to go to your car, or walk out with a partner, or sometimes ladies walk out with a buff dude. Walk out with a dude that could easily take down a robber. Have pepper spray with you. Have those little alarms that if you pull on your keychain, it makes a loud noise. Those are some things that would just really protect you from getting snatched outside in the dark. So please, please, please be safe out there. Especially the ladies. Y'all two slay, and y'all are my divas, and I don't want y'all getting snatched. Because I love y'all so much. Anyways, that was my last bullet point. It ended on a very serious note. Thank you so much for listening again, and I hope you will join the next episode, which will be what should be in your theater bag. And basically on that point that I made at sort of the beginning where it says bring everything to practice, I'm going to be listing everything that needs to be in your theater bag, which is something you need to bring to practice. Again, thank you so much for listening. It supports me greatly. And episode 5 will be starting in 3, 2, and the big old 1.